In an industry where money often talks the loudest, SB19 had none. They were on the brink of collapse, facing ridicule and dismissal. But they had two secret weapons that no record label could buy: a fierce, military-grade discipline and a fan army ready to shake up the entire industry. This is the story of how they turned the tide. To truly grasp SB19's journey, you need to understand the machine they were up against. For decades, the road to stardom in the Philippines was a well-trodden path. Success often sprouted from primetime reality shows, nurtured by the country's two major television networks and propelled by massive PR machinery. It was a world built on connections and cash. If you weren't in the loop, you were left out in the cold. And SB19? They were definitely on the outside. They didn't get discovered on a hit TV show, nor did they have a powerful local backer pulling strings for them. Instead, they emerged from a small Korean company called Show BT Philippines, which was trying to introduce the rigorous K-pop trainee system to the Philippines. This made them instant outliers. When they debuted in 2018 with their ballad Tila Luha, the response was not just muted, it was almost non-existent. They performed in small malls and school events, often to sparse, uninterested crowds. The members, Pablo, Josh, Stell, Ken, and Justin, were pouring their hearts into a dream that barely paid off. During their grueling training years, they earned little to nothing, investing countless hours fueled by sheer faith. The financial struggle was tough, but the public perception was even harder to bear. In a market not yet ready for the polished, high-energy style of idol groups, they were quickly labeled as K-pop copycats. Instead of being seen as innovators, they were viewed as mere imitators. By 2019, the dream was fading. Morale was plummeting. The members have shared the painful conversations they had about quitting. Performing didn't seem like a sustainable career, and the lack of progress was disheartening. They were running on empty, with no industry support and dwindling hope. In that moment of desperation, they decided to give it one last shot. They had a song, a dance, and a simple ultimatum. If this failed, SB19 would be done. Go Up wasn't just another song. It was their last shot. The members agreed. This was it. Their final attempt to break through the wall of public indifference before they would go their separate ways. What followed wasn't a slick marketing campaign. They couldn't afford that. Instead, it was a grueling display of pure, unfiltered work ethic. Their Korean trainer, sharing their do-or-die mentality, set a now legendary goal. They wouldn't just learn the choreography for Go Up. They would perfect it by practicing it 1,000 times. This wasn't just talk. It was a literal, tracked, and exhausting regimen. They created charts to check off each run, aiming for 30 full-out performances a day. Only after hitting that 1,000th run would they earn a well-done stamp from their trainer. Picture this. In a cramped practice room, day after day, a group of young men with everything to lose, drilling the same 3.5-minute routine. Not for a sold-out arena, but for a simple dance practice video. Each movement was sharpened, each synchronization tightened, and every bead of sweat was a testament to their desperation and discipline. They were operating at a world-class level before anyone even knew their name. With no budget for ads or radio spots, all they had was their grit and determination. When they uploaded the dance practice video for Go Up, there was no fanfare, no major media push, just a link sent out into the vast, noisy void of the internet. For weeks, it was met with the same familiar silence. The ultimatum loomed. The end felt inevitable. But then, something unexpected happened. A single spark was about to ignite a fire. That spark came from an unexpected source. A Filipino K-pop fan on Twitter stumbled upon the Go Up video and shared it, raving about the group's synchronization and raw energy. That one tweet was the tipping point. The video began to spread, first through niche fan communities, then exploding into the mainstream. People who had never heard of SB19 were suddenly watching, sharing, and asking, "Who are these guys?" What they saw wasn't the result of a big budget. It was the fruit of that 1,000-run practice. It was the culmination of years of relentless training that had taken place in near total obscurity. The show BT system was unforgiving. From a pool of hundreds of hopefuls, trainees faced weekly evaluations, with underperformers getting cut. Those who remained, including the final 5 members of SB19, committed to a life of near monastic dedication. They trained for over 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. This wasn't just about dancing. It included vocals, stage presence, physical conditioning, and even personality development. It was a holistic approach designed to forge diamonds under pressure. This intense regimen, honed over years of hard work, is what made the Go Up video so undeniable. Viewers could see the precision in every step, the power in every formation, and the emotion in their faces. It wasn't just a good performance, it was a perfect one, born from thousands of hours of unseen labor. When the video went viral, it wasn't luck. It was the sheer quality of their work that couldn't be ignored once it found an audience. Their discipline had become their lifeline, and now it was their breakthrough. The viral video opened the door. But what kept it open, and ultimately blew it off its hinges, was SB19's second secret weapon: their fandom, 18. As Go Up gained momentum, it attracted a small but fiercely dedicated following. These fans, who called themselves 18, pronounced 18, saw more than just a talented group. They saw an underdog story worth championing. With no corporate machine to promote the group, 18 became that machine. They transformed from a passive audience into a decentralized, highly organized, and ruthlessly effective promotional force. What labels usually achieve with massive advertising budgets, 18 accomplished with grassroots organization and collective passion. They organized streaming parties on YouTube and Spotify to push SB19 songs up the charts. They coordinated hashtag campaigns on Twitter, making the group a constant trending topic. They created and shared translated content to break down language barriers for a growing international audience. When it came to fan-voted awards, they were unstoppable. Their efforts yielded results that money alone can't buy. In late 2019, SB19 became the first Filipino act to appear on Billboard's Next Big Sound chart, and later broke into the Billboard Social 50, a chart that ranks the most popular artists on social media worldwide. This was a monumental achievement, placing them alongside global superstars. Their success culminated in a nomination for Top Social Artist at the 2021 Billboard Music Awards, making them the first Southeast Asian act to ever be nominated. More recently, ATN showcased their power again when they won the Billboard Fan Army Face-Off for 2 consecutive years, in 2023 and 2024, defeating massive global fan bases. ATN didn't just support SB19, they became an integral part of their success story, proving that a deeply engaged community could outmaneuver an entire industry's traditional marketing playbook. They showed that emotional investment could be more powerful than financial backing. But why were fans so eager to fight for them? The answer lies in the group's core identity. While the K-pop system provided the discipline, SB19's soul remained distinctly Filipino. From the very start, the group and their management made it clear. They weren't here to be a K-pop echo. They aimed to elevate Filipino music and culture on the world stage. This wasn't just talk. It was woven into the fabric of their art. Their lyrics, often penned by leader Pablo, went beyond generic pop themes to tackle subjects that resonated deeply with the Filipino experience. Their song, What, is a powerful anthem of self-love and defiance against detractors. Then there's Mapa, a heartfelt tribute to parents. The title itself, a clever blend of mama and papa, that also means map in Tagalog, symbolizing parents as guiding forces. This song became an emotional touchstone for millions of Filipinos, both at home and abroad, who understood the sacrifices made by their families. They leaned into their identity, incorporating Tagalog and other Filipino elements into their music, even as their fame grew internationally. This authenticity was magnetic. Fans saw their own struggles, family dynamics, and national pride reflected in the group's music and journey. They weren't just selling a polished product, they were sharing a real, relatable story. SB19's narrative of overcoming hardship, financial struggles, and fighting against ridicule resonated with so many of their fans. This deep, authentic connection was the fuel that powered the A10 engine. As their success skyrocketed, SB19 could have easily settled into the conventional path of pop stardom. Instead, they made a bold move that mirrored their initial decision to pursue music. They took control. In 2023, the group announced their departure from Show BT, the company that had trained them, and established their own label, 1Z Entertainment. Pablo stepped up as its CEO. This was a high-risk, high-reward decision. It meant taking on the full weight of their careers, from creative production to business management. But it was also the ultimate expression of their journey. Having started with nothing, they now sought to build something of their own, not just for themselves, but for the future of their industry. With 1Z Entertainment, they made it clear they wanted full creative freedom to help other aspiring Filipino artists and to continue uplifting Philippine music on a global scale. They've already begun making strides, announcing plans to support new P-pop talent. This evolution from trainees to owners is perhaps the most crucial part of their story. They didn't just break into the industry, they're now actively working to reshape it from the inside. They're living proof that you don't have to be a product of the old system to succeed. You can build your own. This journey, from the brink of disbandment to becoming industry leaders, is filled with powerful moments. What part of SB19's story inspires you the most? Was it their relentless discipline, the incredible power of their fans, or their courage to carve their own path? Let me know in the comments below. The story of SB19 is more than just the tale of a successful boy band. It's a story of a paradigm shift. They entered an industry where money, connections, and mainstream media backing were seen as essential for success. And they proved that a different formula was possible. Their legacy isn't just in the charts they've topped or the awards they've won. Their true impact is structural. Industry leaders have acknowledged that SB19 paved the way, making major labels take P-pop seriously and encouraging the rise of a new generation of idol groups. They helped rebrand P-pop from a copycat genre into one that is globally competitive while remaining culturally rooted. Their historic sold-out concerts at the Philippine Arena were a powerful statement that P-pop had truly arrived. SB19's rise was never fueled by money. It was powered by discipline that transformed talent into undeniable skill. It was driven by authenticity that forged an unbreakable bond with their audience. And it was propelled by a fan army that channeled that bond into a force capable of moving mountains. They didn't just find a secret weapon, they became the weapon. They crafted a new blueprint for success, one built not on cash, but on discipline, resilience, and a genuine partnership with the people who believed in them. And in doing so, they didn't just go up, they lifted the entire industry with them.